ठीक है, and salaries that they can expect?
15-18 तक चला जाता है.
Which companies hire in double digits, more number of students?
A lot of prominent banks like Axis. CRISIL also hired a lot of candidates.
HCL take double-digit people. They offer around 8 to 10 type of roles. A lot of companies like Amazon offer salaries which are 30 plus as well.
Female students get a 25% scholarship.
I joined here, one of the faculties just mentioned randomly in the class that you know 700 people. After 2 to 3 years, when you will be out in the market and you need referrals, you know 700 people.
Hi guys, I am in IMT Ghaziabad today. मैं जनरली दिल्ली आता हूँ तो साउथ दिल्ली रहता हूँ and Ghaziabad ज़्यादा दूर नहीं है. Didn't take me much time to come here to this great campus. You can see it's all green. It's a vast campus. पहली बार मैं IMT Ghaziabad campus में आया हूँ. मेरे टाइम पे इंटरव्यू देने आया था मैं, तो मेरे शहर पे इंटरव्यू हुआ था कैलकाटा में, एंड एडमिशन भी मिला था मुझे एक कोर्स से, बट आई डिडंट टेक एडमिशन. सो आई बीन लकी टू कम टू कैंपस एंड शूट दिस वीडियो विद द स्टूडेंट्स. आई हैव 3 स्टूडेंट्स विद मी, अनंत, शुभांगी एंड नेहा. ये अलग अलग प्रोग्राम्स के हैं. ये अपना इंट्रोडक्शन देंगे अभी एंड विल गेट टू नो अबाउट दीज प्रोग्राम्स ऑफ IMT गाजियाबाद. आप कौन से प्रोग्राम से हो, अपना बैकग्राउंड और इंट्रोडक्शन दीजिए.
I am from PGDM Dual Country Program. I'm a second year student and I'm specializing in international business and marketing.
ग्रेट.
I am also a second year student. I am from the PGDM BFS, that is the Banking and Financial Services program.
So I'm a first year student studying here in PGDM marketing program, and I live in Delhi itself. So yeah, that's it.
Some background, मतलब what was your UG background, work experience, if you could talk about it.
So I'm from a commerce background. Both my parents are also from commerce. I did my graduation from BCom honors, and after that I tried to venture into my own business, which is a talent and event management business. Then I understood that I wanted to learn more about business. That's when I started
So how many
my
months
journey.
of like work experience you had?
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
So I'm an engineer like most MBAs, and I'm from Bangalore. So this is the first time I've moved out of South. I have 6 months of work ex in between. So I wrote my CAT, had 6 months before I joined IMT. So that is where I worked, and I worked in Hyderabad that time. So that was again me moving from Bangalore to Hyderabad, south to south. And I am an industrial engineering and management graduate, and I've always liked numbers, and I knew I wanted to do something in management, which is why the industrial engineering and management.
Which is the finance as well, I guess.
Yes, which is why finance as well. We had a few subjects back in undergrad as well, and I realized, okay, let's pursue this further.
So I've completed my graduation in mathematics honors from Maitree College, Delhi University. So last year itself, like 2023, sorry. And after that, I worked as a people operations associate at Traftplan. That's a Delhi-based travel tech startup. And post which I gave CAT, and then hence I joined IMT Ghaziabad. So that was my experience. Yeah.
Great. Now we will understand मेरा जो next question है उससे admission process, but I also want to know your personal journey. So पहले ये बताइए, आपके 3 अलग-अलग programs हैं, तीनों के कट ऑफ परसेंटाइल क्या होते हैं, इफ़ नॉट एग्जैक्ट तो अप्रॉक्सीमेट, जो इस साल लोग एम कर पाएँ. एंड इफ़ यू वांट टू शेयर योर परसेंटाइल यू कैन शेयर, बट यू डू शेयर कि आपके क्या क्या कॉलेजेस कन्वर्ट्स थे और आपने IMT गाजियाबाद क्यों चूज़ किया.
I think the cutoff criteria would be above 90.
फॉर विच कोर्स? ऑल कोर्सेस.
I'm from DCP, so I'll talk about DCP. And the colleges I had converted previously were TAPMI, IMI, and IMT was the one that I had given the interview, the earliest one, and I converted that because then I was very clear that this is what I wanted to pursue. So I joined IMT first in March itself.
Great. Why did you choose this over the other courses?
Because I think the reputation of IMT is such that the alumni network is pretty huge. Also, because of that, the brand name of IMT is renowned all over. So my parents were very comfortable in sending me to a college which is even closer to my residential area. And the resources and faculty was also another factor that contributed towards the confidence for my parents and me as well.
So tell us more about this GCP course. A lot of people are a little hesitant, who want to know more before joining the course. Ki how is it different from the other Ghaziabad courses? So
yeah,
I assume first year is at Dubai, वो भी आप बताओ. उसके बाद second year में क्या अंतर होता है curriculum में या placements में? कुछ होता है कि नहीं होता है, थोड़ा डिटेल में बच्चों के लिए बता दें.
Yeah. So what happens in DCP is that our course is structured in a such a way that our entire subjects are towards global context. So, for example, specialization offered in core is marketing, but for us, we have international business and marketing. So, subjects offered to us are like managing in global contexts, market entry strategy towards other countries, and we have our first semester in IMT Ghaziabad itself, and then for 1 year we go to IMT Dubai, which in itself is a different campus. And over there we have our internships towards June, July, and to get a global exposure, a global corporate exposure in another country and understand a different market, that is the GCC.
So your internship was in Dubai?
Yes.
ओके उसके बारे में बाद में बात करेंगे, बट फिर सेकेंड ईयर में इज देयर अ डिफरेंस इन प्लेसमेंट्स, डू यू गेट डिफरेंट प्लेसमेंट्स और ऐसा कुछ एवरेज सैलरी कम होती है?
So, no, for the placements for us in IMT for DCP program, we've been given a choice. So, we can opt for placements in Dubai or in IMT Ghaziabad. So, if we opt for placements in IMT Ghaziabad, the process and the packages and the opportunities offered remain the same for people staying in campus and people that have come from Dubai. And
सो सेम पूल प्लेसमेंट.
exactly same.
बट देन फीस आपकी ज़्यादा होगी DCP
Yeah,
के.
a bit, because we stay in
What are
Dubai.
the total fees for DCP?
I think it's around 28 lakhs.
सब कुछ लेके.
Yeah.
ठीक है. What about you? Same questions. Maybe और which exams did you take? क्योंकि MD सारे एग्जाम्स भी लेता है. तो आपने कौन सा एग्जाम लिया था, उसमें कितना कट ऑफ परसेंटाइल है, आपका क्या परसेंटाइल था, क्या कॉलेजेस कन्वर्ट हुए, और एक बार आप फीस भी अपने प्रोग्राम को बता देना सो दैट पीपल नो कि व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द फीस एज वेल.
So I wrote just CAT, and I think BFS का भी cutoff is 90 percentile plus here at IMT. Along with IMT, I had a few other colleges in and around Delhi and in South जिनके converts थे, and I also wanted to go abroad. So I had University of Edinburgh and Wharton in my list that I had converted.
So why did you choose this over?
Yes. So the 6 months that I had where I was working at Hyderabad, my manager and the CBO of my company happened to be from IMT.
Oh wow.
So
what impressed them?
Yes. So I spoke to them, and while I was leaving my workplace, they also told me that IMT is a great place. There's a lot for me to learn, and they told me about the faculty, the course structure, etc. Along with that, one thing that differentiated going abroad versus here in India was the placement process is easier, a little more transparent.
वहाँ campus placements नहीं होते.
वहाँ campus placements नहीं होते, and that was something that was told to us during our admission itself. Like you get that with the offer in the
दोस्तों एक चीज़ I would like to clarify, बहुत लोग को नहीं पता है, क्योंकि जो इंडिया से ये होने लगेगा कि जब IMT में कैंपस प्लेसमेंट्स होता है, IIM विशाखापट्टनम में होता है, तो हार्वर्ड में भी होता होगा, बट नहीं, आई थिंक 99% ऑफ, मतलब इंडिया इज़ दी ओनली कंट्री वेयर यू गेट कैंपस प्लेसमेंट्स, एंड जितना इजीली MBA के टॉप कॉलेजेस में होता है उतना और कहीं नहीं होता है, विच इज़ वॉट डिफरेंशिएट्स Indian top MBA colleges like IMT Ghaziabad from the others, if I'm not wrong. ठीक है, अब आगे बताइए.
So there, when I spoke to alums from Edinburgh, and they told me that there was an MSc program, it was not an MBA. They told me that placements are such that वहाँ पे career fairs होते. There are a lot of career fairs. You go to different companies, you give your resumes to them, and that is when they look at your resume, they see whether you're a good fit for the company, etc. So the process of interview, etc., all of that is the same, but the method of getting that opportunity is different. Here, you have a lot more opportunities as compared to outside. Outside, it takes a lot of persistence, if I may say so, to go and knock on doors, and then along with that, my managers told me that the curriculum that IMT offers, the exposure that IMT gives you, not just in terms of academics, but also in an extracurricular manner, is a lot, right? And for BFS, at least for our batch, we had faculty coming from outside as well to teach us. So we had international faculty. So I had an exposure of both Indian faculty and international faculty. So.
But then your percentile and then other things. कौन सा exam लिया आपने, क्या
percentile? So I written only CAT, and it was about 90%.
So 90 is the cutoff of BFS as well.
Yes.
ठीक है. All programs मतलब 90 के around ही cutoff है.
Yes.
Okay. And what is the fees for your program?
The fees for my program is around 20 lakhs, but female students get a 25% scholarship as well.
Did you get a scholarship?
Yes, we did.
How much?
So my fees is around 15 lakhs as of now. That is to promote gender diversity and to ensure that everyone is given an equal opportunity.
So
That is
after
something-
scholarship it's 15.
Yes.
And without scholarship
It's 20.
20. So it's a big difference.
Yes.
What is the criteria? Apart from हर female को तो नहीं मिलता होगा.
हर फीमेल को मिलता है.
So every female has.
Yes.
Oh my God, I wish I was a female. Anyhow, my other question is, you're from Bangalore.
Yes.
Okay, one question. So you said that your options abroad, and you're from South India, Bangalore. तो parents थोड़ा तो बोले होंगे कि गाजियाबाद जाना चाहिए कि नहीं जाना चाहिए.
Yes, it did take a little convincing क्योंकि Ghaziabad and people in the south perceive this place as a little not that safe. But looking at the campus, where the campus is placed, it's in a very prime locality. Connectivity बहुत अच्छा है from here to Delhi and other places as well. And the opportunities that we get were quite similar to what I would have gotten down south any which ways.
Which were the other Indian B schools you converted?
I had given the interview for the MBA in Business Analytics program at IIM Kashipur, and I had given CAP interviews as well. Along with that, I had IMI.
Converts as well. Some of these were converts.
IMI was a convert.
Okay, you chose this over IMI Delhi.
Yes.
Great. And so how's the experience now in IMT Ghaziabad campus and Ghaziabad?
It's been great. The campus is beautiful. My peers here are amazing. So there's a lot of learning that happens peer to peer as well, along with what I learn from my faculty.
So you'd not dissuade someone from South India coming to Ghaziabad for an MBA course?
Oh no, not at all. In fact, I think people who come from South India also form their own communities here.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
You would not advise that?
Oh no, why
Okay,
not?
okay,
I
why
mean, you
not?
can
Okay.
have that, and
Great.
you get to talk to people from all across the country. So I've friends from Gujarat as well, and
But then how are you coping with the thund of Delhi?
it is very cold, multiple layers.
Multiple layers. Yeah, that's also an experience in itself.
Yes, that is not the case in Bangalore, and here
Yeah.
I saw the extremity of the sun and now the winters.
Great, it prepares you for everything. I think
Yes.
कभी तो दिल्ली गुड़गांव में काम करने का मौका मिलेगा, so why not now? And the campus is good, so I mean, great that you're in a city as well and in a big campus. What about you, Neha? Same questions. आपने कौन से एग्जाम लिए? क्या परसेंटाइल था आपका? क्या कट ऑफ होता है जो 90 बोल रहे हैं तो ठीक है, एंड आपका क्या फीस है?
The cutoff is 90 percentile for PGDM marketing as well, and I had given CAT examination as well as NMAT. So in 2023, back then, I didn't plan to give it a really serious shot in CAT, right? I wanted to do my job for another 1 year, gain experience, and then probably in a good MBA institute. So by God's grace, I managed to secure above 90 percentile. It was, I guess, 92 percentile. And I had filled up some forms. I got shortlist from NMIMS Bombay, NMIMS Bangalore, and NMIMS Indore 3, and Great Lakes, as well as IMI. So also IIM Kashipur as well. So these were some.
You
of
left
the
IIM Kashipur.
So I didn't give the interview.
sure,
I
sure,
got the shortlist, right? So because this shot was not at all serious. I was not going
That's
to
okay.
pursue MBA.
But you got a good
this year.
percentile, and it was
Yeah.
not a bad
So I was
percentile.
like, okay, this year I'll gain some experience and then I'll move into something post graduation. But luckily, one of my seniors is already studying at IMT Ghaziabad, and she had shared her experiences that how IMT is. What all subjects she is studying, what is the company, what is the company's name she's gonna intern with. So some of the things that she told me really influenced me. Plus this was the place was Ghaziabad. It was very nearby to my hometown. So I thought that okay, let's fill up the application form. Like भगवान पे देखा जाएगा, अब देखेंगे क्या
तो आप
होता है.
जाते हो होम टाउन वीकेंड?
हाँ, every weekend I am at my home.
आप फर्स्ट ईयर में हो?
Yeah, first year.
टाइम मिल जाता है?
मिल जाता है.
सही बोल रहे हो?
सच में मिल जाता है. बाकी लोग को शक होगा, but I managed to find time, right? So I filled up the application form. got the
Exactly कहाँ
shortlist.
दिल्ली में मतलब?
East Delhi, Dilshad
Okay.
Garden.
And how much
इनके लिए
time does
घर
it take?
जाना ज़्यादा इजी होता है.
Yeah, absolutely. तो कितना टाइम लगता है आपको जाने में?
Just 1 hour.
पर ठीक है ना, आपको पूरा फ्रीडम है न्यू कल्चर एक्सप्लोर करने का. शी इज स्टिल इन दिल्ली ओनली.
Yeah. So so filled up the application form, got the shortlist, and just tried and interview देने आ गए. So luckily got converted as well. And I thought that okay, if this is the thing that I'm getting right, let's take more reviews from more people, right? So what I heard from other people who have studied at IMT Ghaziabad is the legacy that it carries, right?
Yeah.
It's really tremendous. It's very, very great that I'm studying at such a big institute, because some of my seniors, super seniors, right? They had already talked to me about this, that how IMT's professor are, how the crowd is, because the crowd is really into learning. because we already know that opportunities are limited. You need to catch them, right? You need to study hard, you need to work hard for them. So I knew that this crowd will make me the person that I want to become in the next 10 to 15 years. So that was one reason. And the second reason was I wanted to explore more fields. I had done my mathematics graduation, then HR. I wanted to explore another field and make a long-term career in it. Marketing was it. So I thought that IMT is the best college among all the options that I had. So yeah, that was it.
आपको भी स्कॉलरशिप मिली है?
Yeah, female scholarship.
15 lakhs.
Very happy. वो वाला तो प्लस पॉइंट था.
Not ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. Understood. तो आपका जेंडर डाइवर्सिटी अच्छा होगा फिर क्लास में. What is the gender diversity for a batch around? मतलब कितने?
36%, I guess.
It's better than the other colleges.
It's better than other colleges.
Okay. Now talk to me. He talked about DCP placements. थोड़े व्यूअर्स के लिए बता दीजिए अगर आपको पता है क्या-क्या और मतलब PGDM है उसके अलावा और क्या-क्या PGDM कोर्सेज हैं यहाँ पे.
So first of all is PGDM-Core, and then you have PGDM marketing, right? PGDM financial management. Then we have PGDM like BFS. The PGDM.
Financial and BFS same.
No, they're different.
Financial markets अलग है, BFS अलग है.
Yes.
क्या अंतर है भाई प्लीज?
So PGDM finance, जैसे PGDM marketing का specialization, you have all your marketing subjects, and similarly in PGDM finance you have all your finance subjects. But PGDM BFS is a sector focused MBA. So wherein we focus on the banking and financial services sector.
Not
and
function but sector.
Yes.
Okay.
And there we have
मतलब
learned
कि इसमें marketing के रोल मिल सकते हैं.
हाँ.
But banks में मिलेगा.
हाँ, mostly. So we have learned marketing, we have learned finance, we have learned operations, etc. But with the POV of how it would be utilized in the banking and financial services.
बहुत कोर्सेज है ठीक है और so PGDM core, PGDM BCP, PGDM marketing, PGDM finance, PGDM financial markets, BFS और
and once you take in
HR भी होगा?
HR भी है
और कुछ
and
बचा?
operations as well.
Operations as well.
Yeah.
अब मुझे 2-3 सवाल के जवाब जानने हैं. I think it's very important for the viewers. Now someone who wants to do an MBA not sure about specializations, which is more than half of the जनता.
Yeah.
उनको PGDM मिल रहा है तो क्या should they take PGDM? अगर वो PGDM नहीं ले रहे, मान लीजिए मुझे मार्केटिंग करना है, तो मुझे PGDM लेना चाहिए कि PGDM मार्केटिंग लेना चाहिए? अंतर क्या है in these? Because core has everything. Curriculum wise and placements wise, exposure wise, what is the difference? How should one decide?
Okay, so there's not much of a difference because in PGDM core, right, for the first 2 terms, right, you'll be studying all the subjects along with other students, right, जो marketing के होंगे, finance के होंगे, right, you all will be in the same line. Then after term 2, right, you'll be getting a choice to choose your specialization, right, and then you'll be divided into marketing, finance, everything. So PGDM marketing student will be studying the marketing
Understood.
with PGDM core students as well who have taken marketing as
So
their
that
specialization.
means अगर मुझे marketing करना है तो मेरे लिए PGDM marketing is better than PGDM core.
I won't say that is better because in term 2, right, when you have studied all the subjects, sabke sathi, right, you have already analyzed that where your interest lies in. So you have somewhat a choice that okay, might be possible that I have more inclination towards finance. So I guess one has an edge over others, like the core students have an edge over others till term 2. Once that's chosen, once they have chosen their fields, then there's no difference. Yeah.
ठीक है, ये हो गया करिकुलम वाइज. प्लेसमेंट्स वाइज ये आप सेकेंड ईयर वाले ज़्यादा बता पाएंगे. अगर मैं मान लीजिए मेरी कंपनी आई एम गाय, कल को आई हैव दी एबिलिटी टू हायर समवन फॉर मार्केटिंग. अब मैं कोर में बच्चों हायर करूं कि मार्केटिंग से करूं? व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्लेसमेंट्स बेसिकली?
I think after
व्हाट डू कंपनीज डू हियर?
in second year, after the core people have chosen their specialization, the playing field is same for everybody.
It's the same for everyone in terms of
Yeah,
placements.
In terms of placements. So if a company is coming for marketing roles, everybody that has a specialization of marketing can sit for the placements.
Understood. ठीक है. So if you want to do marketing, you can choose core or marketing both, say finance and core both.
Yeah.
But if you want to study the other specializations first in core and then decide what to do, you can do core. Perfect. It makes total sense. Talk to me about your summer internship, please. It was in Dubai.
Yes.
What was the role? How was the experience? पूरा बताइए.
So I interned at Axiom Telecom, which is one of the biggest distributors of telecom communication products in Dubai, in GCC, Saudi Arabia as well. And I was a trade marketing intern over there. So my role was a holistic marketing role. So I was tasked at assisting the digital distribution department of theirs. So they have an app called Hike, which is a digital distribution app which they created for their own distributors. and my task was to design and manage all the creatives and campaigns that were supposed to go on the app. Apart from that, I was also tasked to collaborate with other departments. They have their own brands like My Candy and Switch. They have their own products as well, so they have listings on Amazon and Noon and other e-commerce platforms as well. Apart from that, we were also helping the HR department in recruitments for different roles, and we used to create creatives for other departments as well.
So overall, it's digital marketing.
Yeah, it's a more digital role. So our task was to increase the presence on the app. So increase the viewer base on app daily users, and then enable their WhatsApp channels. And in short, they have because it's a B2B company, they have a fixed target audience. So our job was to maintain and retain that target audience. We used to create campaigns for that.
Great. I will now come to the placements part. Not for आपने कहा सब pooled ही होता है, at least if you're in a मतलब अगर आप core या marketing ले रहे हो. So overall, what are the different sort of roles that you get? थोड़ा आप जैसे marketing हो तो FMCG या non-FMCG वो सभी बताइएगा. What are the prominent roles that you get, because the batch size is 700 I guess.
Yeah.
And salaries क्या expect कर सकते हो आप, ये सारी चीज़ें अगर आप बता दो. Anyone who wants to take this.
So I can talk for finance, since BFS and finance and PGDM-Core, who have taken finance as a major, usually
when you answer, I want you to answer ki equity research, the kind of roles if you could answer.
So we all sit for the same roles. So I am placed at CRISIL currently, and my role is an industry research analyst. So where my job will be to analyze how different sectors are functioning, create reports.
But it's a very good role for equity research.
Yes. So that's a stepping stone towards that.
Yeah.
We also have other big finance companies like MUFG, Axis Banks, etc. coming in here. We have Indian banks, we have a few international banks as well. The roles that you can expect can range from a relationship manager to product designing, but product designing in the sense of, you know, how to design a loan or a finance. If it's a fintech company, how would you design their offerings, etc. We have some new age fintech companies as well. We have Transbank that had come for SIPs as well as.
Which companies are in like double digits, more number of students?
A lot of prominent banks like Axis. CRISIL also hired a lot of candidates. Okay. Yes.
And salaries that they can expect?
It's the average market salary, so which is around 18 तो मिल जाता है.
18 average salary.
15-18 तक चला जाता है. If you are we also get to sit for other companies which have no criteria कि finance ही होना चाहिए. For example, Amazon was open to us as well, right?
Wow.
Because we also learned a little bit of operations, etc. So they come with their own set of packages. So it's not limited to just finance companies. It depends on where your skill set fits best, and whether the company thinks this is the skill we need, and we are not restricting ourselves to certain streams or branches per se. So we were open to apply to Amazon and a few marketing companies as well, along with banks, etc.
Could you talk about core placements?
For marketing as well, the range is pretty wide. So we have roles like business development, we have technical roles, product management, management trainee. So what happens is that, like for example, I am placed in HT Media. I have been given a client-facing management trainee role. But a lot of companies like HCL that take double-digit people, they offer variety of roles. They offer around 8 to 10 type of roles, and in whichever you see fit, you can apply for that. They also offer cybersecurity role. So these kinds of roles are open to all the marketing people. And
few names of companies जैसे उन्होंने बताया prominent जो ज़्यादा hire करते हैं.
So in terms of placements as well, there are a lot of outliers in terms of the kind of salaries that are offered. A lot of companies like Amazon offer salaries which are 30 plus as well. So companies like Amazon, HT Media and HCL, they take a lot of people and they offer really nice roles. Which is HT
Media is a really nice role.
So which is an aspiration for any of the people in campus right now. So
I would see at one point of time, IMT Ghaziabad, and I'm sure even now you will answer, was great for FMCG company as well. So maybe FMCG में कौन-कौन सी companies आती है अगर आप बता पाओ कुछ, because that's where marketing people want to work at.
Zydus Wellness comes.
Okay.
They took a lot of people. They also
Okay.
offered PPO.
Okay.
And then we have Mariko.
Oh, great.
Mariko
Mariko has always
ca-
been a traditional recruiter.
Yeah. Mariko came for internship last year.
Great.
Then we have Britannia as well.
Understood.
So really big names
Great.
that come on campus.
Great. Talk to me, आप तीनों, and whoever answers first will take the first point. But what has been your best part of campus life at IMT Ghaziabad?
APO groups.
Sorry?
I guess
APO groups?
APO groups.
What is APO
My
group?
God.
So in IMT Ghaziabad or maybe in any other MBA institute, right? You get to form you are given certain groups wherein 5 to 6 members would be there and they need to complete the projects, along with the group, right? So why APO groups? I know that this might sound that okay, यहाँ तो सबसे ज़्यादा दिमाग खराब होता है, but I guess APO groups is something wherein it's somewhere where you learn a lot, working with 5 to 6 people with varied interest, varied backgrounds. You're working along, you're fighting as well that okay, this point is valid, the solution should be like this, right? So you're working to provide a comprehensive solution in front of the faculties, right? So all in all, you are working under pressure, right? Tomorrow is the deadline, ठीक है, and कुछ भी start नहीं हुआ है, and APO groups is something जहाँ पे एक teamwork वाला आ जाता है, right? You get to learn teamwork a lot. दो लोगों की strength होगी कि उनको अच्छी तरीके से marketing वाला subject आता है, तो it be possible that they'll be handling
So
that
group
subject.
projects मतलब.
Group project.
ठीक है. आपका favorite part?
My peers, because
Yeah. ये थोड़ा APO group से ऊपर जाके आप बोल रहे
हाँ, इससे एक लेवल ऊपर जाके मेरे सारे दोस्त 4-5 नहीं पूरी क्लास और दूसरे स्पेशलाइजेशन के भी, बिकॉज यू मेक अ लॉट ऑफ फ्रेंड्स स्टेइंग इन द हॉस्टल, यू हैव फ्रेंड्स इन द हॉस्टल, यू हैव फ्रेंड्स इन योर क्लब कमिटीज इफ यू आर अ पार्ट ऑफ वन, if you're from South India and you're a part of that committee.
But then you're not. I hope you're not only talking about South Indian players.
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
So one good thing here is that a lot of festivals are celebrated on campus itself. So you get to experience culture across India while staying at Delhi.
कितने लोग? 700 लोग. What is the total batch strength at IMT Ghaziabad right now for one batch? Around 700.
700 into 2. So
हाँ,
one.
so 1400. हाँ. So if you actually form good friendships, if you can,
Yes.
then it's मैं एक कॉलेज का सुना हूँ, वहाँ का भी अच्छा बैच साइज था, तो वहाँ पे पहला एक्टिविटी जो आपका पहला हफ्ता होता है ओरिएंटेशन, उसमें दिया गया था कि यू हैव टू गो एंड टॉक टू अ लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स एंड रिमेंबर देयर नेम्स एंड व्हाट दे डू और व्हाट दे वर डूइंग, एंड आई थिंक that's how, I mean, the more people you know, the more it will help you not only in college but in life.
Such activities happen
Happen
here.
here.
तो इसके बारे में कुछ बताइए आप.
So when we join IMT, we also have an orientation program. It's called Milap. So वहाँ पे भी they introduce you to your batchmates, to your seniors, the different clubs and committees. बहुत activities होते हैं. There's painting, there's singing, there's comedy night, movie night. So seniors organize करते हैं ये, and that is a lot of fun. That is when because that is when you're stepping into IMT, so you get to know a lot of people. Ice breaking sessions होते हैं, so that is also
Great.
Very interesting because you understand how the reason why you came to IMT might be different from why your peer is sitting there, but the end goal is very similar. That is to learn and grow together.
Great. So you're saying batch size is an asset. No?
Yeah.
Yes.
1000 हो जाए तो और बढ़िया है.
For a lot of MBA aspirants, they do consider that इतना बड़ा batch size
yeah,
है,
yeah.
दिक्कत है. But I think the peer learning here is unparalleled.
I know.
Because it helped me in my placement interviews as well. And I'm pretty sure अगर आज भी आप रात में रुकोगे यहाँ पे कोई ना कोई event हो ही रहा होगा. Because for IMT, the student initiative is pretty big in terms of committees, in terms of cultural groups that have been created on campus. We celebrate each and every festival. And like she said, in our introduction as well, in Milab, the first day I came IMT, they made me jump from the top floor. It was a rappelling session.
Okay.
So I was taken by surprise. Like I'm entering an MBA college that they're already forcing me to break my boundaries, which is really nice.
Which is how you open up.
Yeah. Apart from the peer learning, I think if people consider a bigger batch strength as a disadvantage, I think that another advantage that IMT has is its faculty. They're very well equipped because we've got corporate veterans that have been in great positions in big companies, and we also have visiting faculty that are already in corporate in big huge names, and they already have a lot of experience in terms of what is required, what is the future skill set that is sought by the recruiters of different companies. So we do have a lot of classes, but Each class is equipped with a professor that is capable of handing out these skill sets which will make the people more employable and future ready.
So one of the things that I had in my mind before joining IMT, and now this apprehension has broken, is that I was very doubtful as to how many people, like the batch size. That was something that was stopping me from going ahead with this college, right? Because placing around 700 people, right, it's a big task. If I'm a part of this 700 people, how am I be able to survive? What is the kind of competition I'm going to have, right? The companies, maybe they'll find another one suitable, much better than me. But once I joined here, one of the faculties just mentioned randomly in the class that you are taking tension about the 700 people. Don't you see the positive side that 700 people?
Yeah.
After 2 to 3 years, when you'll be out in the market, right, and you need referrals, you already have your bag, right? 700 people. Think about the people who know only about 180 people from your own batch, and you are having a bag of 700 people plus your alums, plus your seniors, your juniors, right? So that is the positive side of it, and I think that's the greatest advantage we have at IMT, right? After all, when I'll be passing out, I know that my friends would be there, right? My peers. Even if I know only 100 to 120 people, that's a very big deal in itself. So I think that that's the most biggest part of the batch size, the positive aspect of it.
Another thing that I think is a big advantage with such a huge batch size is the diversity that comes with it. We have freshers, we have people who have worked for 6 months, we have people who have worked for more than 2 years, etc. We have people from across India, people speaking different languages, and people with different academic backgrounds. Now, I have an engineering background. When I came here, I was put into finance, कि अब सीख लो. They handed me a Bloomberg terminal. This is something very important in
किसने
finance.
सिखाया फिर?
My friends who knew, okay, what a Bloomberg
Commerce
terminal
graduates,
is.
commerce graduates.
Yes. I did not know what a Bloomberg terminal is. For me, computer was Python and Java.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now I'm like, okay, this is what a computer
Yeah.
can do in finance. So they taught me what a Bloomberg terminal is, how it works. Or they help you during exams. We have subjects in AI, so I sit with them and tell them, okay, you can do this, Python कर सकते हैं.
Great.
And when it comes to accounts, they're like, हो जाएगा, balance हो जाएगा, कर ले. So
Was your Hindi this good before joining IMT Ghaziabad? It's become better.
it's become better. My Hindi has become better, definitely. And
Great.
so that is one big advantage where you get to learn a lot of things, and that brings in a lot of different perspectives. I've seen how I approach a problem is very different from how somebody else would. And even in that case, I have another industrial engineering graduate in my class itself, but she has 2 years of work experience. And the way she approaches a problem is different from what I have done, only because we come from different states and different thought processes and backgrounds. So,
आपका favorite छूट गया था part of the campus. तो अब ये बताओ.
It's the I think it's
मिलाप वाला part.
Yeah. So for Milap, I was taken a bit by surprise when they asked me to jump from the top floor, but it was a way of showing that you need to break boundaries. It was an ice-breaking session for all of us, because I think the college recognizes that we are 700 people and they need a session so that everybody breaks the ice and talks to each other. And we also had our sections shuffled after our foundation term. So that is how we got to know almost each and everybody on campus. And then another favorite aspect of mine of IMT is, as I told you before, the student initiative in IMT is pretty big. So I'm from the PR committee of this college. So I already had artistic interests. So I used to freelance graphic design, video edit. I had interest in social media. So the opportunities that IMT provided me was immense, because I was working closely with the admin of IMT itself, taking care of the brand, working on social media. All of these things I never thought would be, I would be exposed when entering an MBA college. So managing my passion and academics is what IMT gave me, which made me thrive. And I also took up a lot of STP projects that were given.
STP?
Yeah, short-term projects.
Okay, great.
That were provided by our college, and that kept me busy the entire first year.
Great.
So that is another thing.
Great. Anything else that you want aspirants to know about IMT Ghaziabad or share if you want to?
Something that I would like all the aspirants to know about IMT Ghaziabad is that being the institute, the locality where it is located, the legacy it carries, it's one of the best institutes that we have currently. And if you have options, and if you know that, okay, this is the crowd that you would like to be a part of, I think you should give it a shot. You should test yourself out and be a part of this crowd, because here you'll meet a lot of people from varied backgrounds, and you'll get to learn a lot. Basically, you'll be out in the world that, okay, this is the work that you have to do, and you have to do it from scratch,
This is how
right?
real world also is.
Exactly. So that's what IMT Ghaziabad teaches you a lot. As mentioned by him as well, the professors, the kind of faculty, they give you such deadlines that you have to submit it in within half an hour. So that prepares you a lot. That pressure cooker builds up. So I think that aspirants should know about this, and this is a really good learning opportunity if you join IMT Ghaziabad.
Also, if IMT used to be known for its marketing, and we say that we have a pretty flawless record in our placements throughout the years. That is for a reason. That is because our college cares. Our college makes a lot of efforts to ensure that each and every person, each and every student in this campus is more employable. And that is done in efforts like the amount of resources that IMT gives to each and every student, like Mint, Bloomberg, CRISIL, Statista. I can't even name all of them because I haven't even explored all of them.
Yeah.
It's life changing, because I don't know what I'll be doing after these resources have been expired, but these have really helped me. And in terms of case competitions as well. So these resources help us deep dive into each and every industry, which I don't think anyone would have done before coming to an MBA college. So these kind of efforts and the engagement and bringing professors that are from NYE and Manchester Business School, it's really nice to be in such a campus.
I think another very big advantage that is not discussed often is the industry exposure that IMT gives you while you are at IMT. In terms of short-term projects that he spoke about, if you're a part of a club or committee, I'm a part of the ECEL here, so we had an opportunity to invite Ashneer Grover on campus, Ankur Wariko on campus. So you get to connect with them, talk to industry leaders. We have a lot of different committees, clubs organizing a lot of panel discussions. So you have mentors from industries coming and talking directly to you, telling you what the industry requires. So you are up and ready to prepare, upskill yourself in terms of this is what the industry is expecting. The case competitions that we have are not just limited to those organized by B schools, but a lot of company organized case comps as well. So that is one way you gain insight into, okay, this is the problem that a company is facing in real time, and this is how it can be solved in real time. So all of that leads to a very holistic development of an individual, not just in terms of employability, I believe, but the interaction with people in and around you. All in all, just makes you a better person. You feel like you have lived life. Kuch to kiya hai.
Great.
I would also like to add that another selling point for me was that I had a little bit of entrepreneurial experience. So IMT has a center for innovation and entrepreneurship. So that is another point, that another effort that IMT does. It incubates a lot of business ideas, and that is what I thought I would be doing in IMT as well, which is a very big opportunity that IMT provides in terms of business aspirants.
Understood. आप सभी LinkedIn में हो?
Yes.
I will put your LinkedIn IDs in the description. अगर आप में किसी को भी कोई doubt है, आप I hope reach out कर पाओ about the college. I have had a great session. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you.
Stay
Thank
safe.
you so much.